Hello, this is BohemianSim. This is my first video. First video I've ever talked on. Most of my videos are me dancing, so I don't really have to talk. So this is new for me, so hopefully I do alright my first time. So I've been playing Sims for a while, but then during COVID, I got more into the building. I really love to build, so that kind of got me on this path to start doing these videos and, you know, have some fun with sharing with the community and see what comes of it. This house, the idea behind it was that a lot of the builds I normally do are very modern and clean and don't really look maybe as lived in as they should. And when I think about, like, especially when I was younger, the kind of house that I lived in, I mean, it was creative. Not all my furniture matched. I couldn't afford, you know, sets from IKEA or whatever. So I kind of wanted to have the idea like that there was an artist that went ahead and needed a place to live. And this is an old house in the neighborhood, so I had good rent. Maybe a little run down, maybe a little messy, but it's, you know, it was a great place for her to get creative. So I wanted the inside to be very eclectic, lots of mixed matched things, and just kind of a fun, more realistic to like, you know, places I lived, like how my apartment used to look before I could afford furniture. I mean, my first couch in my apartment was a couch someone was going to throw away, and I liked it. Did it match everything else? Of course not. But I liked it. It was my first couch. So yeah, I wanted to have fun, almost give it kind of an old house feel, and then the decor on the inside would be a little more eclectic. I built this a little while ago, so now I'm trying to remember my thought process as I go through it. But yeah, so while we wait for that, my daughter is napping right now. I have a little girl. Had her during COVID, so that was a adventure. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get this done before she wakes up. If there's a little break or, you know, edit in the vocals, that's why. Yeah, I like the big windows. They definitely are something I like to use a lot. Just, you know, opening up the room. I like natural light coming in. Definitely started playing with platforms more. As you can see by the little entryway, I wanted to have fun with that. Yeah, so besides being a mom, what else do you need to know about me? Well, like I said, I'm a dancer, so I do teach dance as well. That's my non-sitting activity. Before COVID, I was a dog walker, so I love animals. But yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I kept from using my favorite flooring. There's a floor, a wood floor from Pets, from Dogs and Cats, that I use constantly. And I was like, I need to use something else. Don't use the same thing. So I used one that was a little more rundown. And then I wanted the inside, like I said, to be basically what she did with the place, what this artist did with the place. So bright colors on the walls. I also wanted the house to look like maybe it had been renovated a couple times. So you'll see later when I added the bathroom, it's kind of a different shape. And then there's also an add-on where I put the little balcony in a bedroom. And I used different wood paneling on the outside so that it would look more like it was an add-on that happened later. Even the roof and everything looks kind of separate, so it looks like, oh, this is something where the house wasn't big enough. When they renovated, they decided, oh, we need to add another room for an actual separate bedroom. Probably whoever lived here before was just someone single that just, you know, had it more of like a big studio versus an actual like separate bedroom. So yeah, I wanted to get a little funky with the inside. That was kind of fun. And then yeah, so that was cool. Let's see. Oh, and those big lights. I can't stand those lights. So those will be moved. Sometimes I have trouble with figuring out the kitchen. I want to do something different than I do in other builds, but sometimes it just never comes out that way. Usually just tends to be the same old thing, but yeah, I think I made it a little more unique than I usually do. Especially, obviously, with the decor afterwards, it makes it a little more fun, a little more funky. Uh, yeah. So I have actually a few builds to voice over at this point. So yeah, definitely getting used to it today. And then hopefully my other ones will go a little smoother. Because I'll actually be used to talking to myself. Yeah, which this is really good because I also have a dance channel and I've been wanting to start teaching classes that way. So this is a good warm up to be able to learn how to edit and talk on my videos a little more when nobody's actually there. I'm used to teaching groups. I'm used to like having one-on-one actual people there. So this is definitely different. But yeah, see how I wanted to do like different chairs at the table, but definitely bright colors. I mean, she's an artist. She likes color. She wants to grab whatever catches her eye versus what matches the rest of her decor. And like I said, probably the cheapest options are what she picks. Because, we've all been there. We can't exactly afford the furniture that we dream about. But we can still make it work. Yeah. Later on, I get to the outside too, which was fun. I really like making the lakes actually swimmable, so I definitely like to play with that and with all the plants around and everything. Oh yeah, and I wanted to make this all multicolored too. I really just wanted to make it look really funky, like there was some sale at a store, but they didn't have as many as she wanted of one color, so she had to just grab a bunch of those little boxes and stack them up for her shelf, but they were kind of mix matched. So yeah, and you could even picture that maybe she painted that table. Maybe it was an old table she found on the side of the road. She cleaned it up, painted it, repurposed it. That would definitely be something that I could see her doing as an artist. I always say her because that's the character that I made, but obviously whoever decides to download this house after I upload it to the gallery can, obviously do whatever they want with it and have whoever they want as the artist if you decide to go down that path. I definitely need to get more into gameplay. I love building so much. I try to play and then I fizzle out at the end. Don't quite complete. I don't think I've ever gotten to the max level on careers or anything just because I'm like, no, I just want to build their house again. I want them to move again so I can build another house, So I'm sure some of you understand that. But yeah, I was definitely kind of back and forth about what I wanted to do with the living space. I had that door there. But I decided to leave the couch there kind of in front of the door simply because I could see like she really liked the couch. Oh, I need a full length couch. What if my friends decide to stay over? They can sleep on the couch. The little one's too small. So I'm going to just take this couch because it looks cool, even though it doesn't quite fit into my living room because I already have the other furniture. I'm just going to put it to the side and hey, it blocks a door. I believe I moved it enough so it's functional. If it's not, definitely let me know. Like I said, I tend to build more than I play. I try to test things as much as I can when I'm done, but sometimes because I build so much, I miss little things. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments if there's any issues with playability of it. But I believe it should be fine. Yeah, see, here's what I was talking about. I was trying to figure out how to add a bedroom. And first I was like, oh, I'll just add a little house, little room to the side. But I didn't like how it was interrupting the kitchen, taking some windows away, things like that. But then I was like, okay, so I took a break on that, went to the bathroom, see what I mean, where it's kind of a funky shape. Like maybe maybe it was a smaller bathroom to begin with, and then some things got added. I also wanted to use, this is why you see me messing with the little pieces where people can actually, like, you can have your character actually like do graffiti on the sliding door or on the wall. The wall mural option was too big, so I did try to play with the option of the door in different places so that, yeah, if you're playing, you could actually have your sim decorate the wall and do something cool with that. Because, as an artist myself, I have painted on many of my own walls in this house that I'm in right now. So that would definitely be something that I would do. My daughter's room used to be my office, and I had quite a few little art pieces in there. Luckily, it fit a kid's room too, so I was able to just leave it. But, I have all these ideas of things to paint. I almost did a Harry Potter kitchen. Still a Harry Potter kitchen, but I was planning to like paint all these characters from the movies on the, the creatures and stuff from the movies on the walls and stuff. But then I realized we're not going to live in this house forever. So I didn't want to put things that you can do as a creative person with your own space. I also like doing these little walk-in showers with the windows on the side. They just, I don't know. I guess they kind of remind me of Japan a little bit. I went there and their showers are always amazing. Big open showers you can just walk into, and then the tubs next to them so you can get all clean and then take a nice bath. It was definitely something inspires some of my bathrooms, especially in bigger homes. I get to use a lot of the stonework and everything on the walls and the floors and make it these big showers. I do like to do tiny homes a lot. It is rare that I do bigger homes. I've been trying to challenge myself a little more with that kind of thing lately. Okay, so now we're back to figuring out where I'm going to put that bedroom. So instead of putting a room right there, I decided to put a bigger balcony. Because, as artists, well, at least from my point of view as an artist, I tend to collect a lot of things, and you need space to put those things. Oh, I can make this with that, or I could, turn this into this. So it's definitely something I had in mind when I was trying to make sure she had space for her artistic tendencies. But yeah, playing with the size of the balcony, I wasn't really sure exactly how I wanted to go about it. I definitely like having that outdoor space, especially because, as you see, as I build up more of the grounds, the property around the house, there isn't a whole lot of space for like putting a picnic table or, having a barbecue or whatever. So I definitely wanted to make sure there was a little outdoor space, because I know that sometimes just getting outside and being able to see nature definitely helps with the creative process. So yeah, as you can see, I definitely built this thinking of my tendencies as an artist. Yeah. Oh yes, making sure I put those CC Move Objects code in there. I had to edit this because, like I said, I'm a mom. I don't really have the time to sit for what this video was, a little over 4 hours long originally when I edited it. So there was a lot, because sometimes she would, wake up from her nap in the middle of me building, and I'd have to just stop the thing. I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't stop recording. So I definitely had to edit the speed build together for that purpose, just because time doesn't allow me. Oh my gosh, I had so much trouble with that balcony. That little stair thing, I wanted to make it so that I could actually put like a little table on it and make it, look decorative, maybe some plants or something. And every time I moved it in where I wanted it, it erased everything on my, on the other side of the wall. So that was very, very annoying. But yeah, so that's kind of the journey of that. That's why there's a little more time spent on that than I wanted. I had to move everything so that I could fix it and then place everything back, and it was just a big hassle. And then that affected the bathroom, and it was just, yeah. And then there's this little piece under there, the foundation, that because I sunk the shower down, it wouldn't let me put the foundation I wanted. And I kept trying to fix it. did not work. So I ended up just saying, screw it. I'm just going to put a plant or something in front of it and just block it that way instead, because yeah, it was just too much of a hassle. It was going to change too much of what I was trying to do. So, I think that worked. I don't think it's that noticeable. But yeah. Oh, and the window in the bathroom, that was, I don't know why I really wanted to put a window there. And I was like, that just seems some weird, quirky thing that would have happened during a remodel. Maybe they had planned to use it as a different room, and then they changed their mind and kept it as a bathroom, but it was too late. And so they're like, people can just put a curtain in. But I thought it kept to the eclectic design for sure. Just having it kind of be, stick with that funky look that I was going for. With this house being old and probably had been, fixed and new walls put up often. Yeah, I thought about that light. I definitely like making it nighttime so I can see what needs lighting. I did not remember those circle lights being that big. I was like, oh, this could be kind of cool and artsy. And then I was like, well, those are huge. So I changed my mind there. And then, of course, you have to have string lights. Because it takes me so long sometimes when I'm looking through all, especially under the decorating, the decoration menu, it takes me so long sometimes find the perfect thing. So it's like, when I see something that I want for another room, I'll just take it out and put it aside, because I don't want to have to scroll through again and try and find it and remember what I saw when I was looking the first time. So it just helps me kind of just scroll through once. And then I like to pick if I want to see all the color options, like if I really want stuff that's colorful, I'll just click all the colors, not the white or brown or blacks, but all the bright colors, and then I can really see all my options, kind of take it around. Now this floor, I was like, I don't want a normal carpet. And then, all the carpets and all the wood floors and everything, they're just so normal, and I didn't want to have it just one color. There wasn't any cool pattern, so I was like, I'm going to make my own pattern. So I just grabbed all the colors of this, I think it's a wood floor, and just, did a little pattern with it. And I think that I could picture maybe like she had moved in and it was kind of crappy wood flooring, and she decided, oh, I'm going to just paint over this. I'm going to do something cool and creative with it. So she went ahead and just painted the whole floor a different color because it needed some attention anyway. And then, of course, the lovely challenge of fitting everything you want into a small room, and actually making it look nice or look the way you want. That's always fun, especially with stairs in the way. Oh my goodness. And then you don't want anyone to fall down the stairs, so I always feel like I have to put a railing around, even though technically your sim is not going to fall over. I have to remind myself of that sometimes. Sometimes I'm too practical. I'm like, well, in real life you would do it this way. But yeah, no, I don't have to do it that way. I can do it however I want. But yeah, again, with that dresser, I was like, maybe it was something she saw at a flea market and just thought it was cool. Maybe it was already colored that way, or maybe it was something she found on the side of the street and brought it home and repurposed it. Kind of feel like it was probably something that was used already, painted that way because there's a little wear on the paint. Or maybe it was something that she painted a long time ago she had in her room as a kid, and it's just old, but she brought it with her when she, moved to her own place. You know what I mean? But yeah. So hopefully I'm doing all right. Let me know if I go on about certain subjects too long. Definitely want to talk about stuff that's actually interesting. Yeah. Oh, there's her easel. This is where she does a lot of her paintings. Yep, got to protect that pretty floor. Put down the tarp. Yeah, a lot of this stuff was fun to kind of look at and then resize it as I needed it to fit. Just thinking about how, okay, this is where she sleeps, but this is also where she creates. And the downstairs is maybe more where she hangs out when she's not being creative. But her bedroom is more painting and sleeping. All right, here we go on the pool. Well, the lake, or the pond is what it was supposed to be. Yeah, I had trouble making sure everything connected with the pool, so I tried a few times because I wanted all wonky shapes and it just was not cooperating. And then when I finally felt like it was attached, it didn't click into pool mode, so I had to mess with it a little longer. But yeah, I wanted to make it really look like kind of a messy pond, whatever trees were over it, haven't been cleaned out. There's lots of leaves floating in it. I grew up by a river, so they definitely have lots of growth on the bottom. But I definitely wanted it overgrown, like no one had really swam in it for a while. Too bad there aren't mossy or rocks to choose from, but because I didn't want to do any debug with this. But I think it gives the effect that you need from looking at it from the top. I really wish they made the lakes swimmable, so I didn't have to do it this route, because it would be nice to not have to outline the whole thing with plants sometimes. And then if you want them to be able to swim, you got to leave a little gap, whatever. So yeah, that is definitely something that would be cool if they added, is actually being able to put a lake and have your character swim in it. That makes total sense. I mean, why not? People swim in lakes. Yeah. But it came out all right. I mean, I was happy with it. Like I said, it was supposed to be overgrown anyway, so for this it worked out. Now, if I was trying to do more of a clean, upkept pond on a piece of property where there was, nice fancy house, this might not give the right look. But when I tend to do this when I make ponds and lakes that are more in the country setting, where people aren't going to be, making sure it has all the fish in it to clean the pond, and, landscapers to come and make it all look nice. So yeah, see, there's that big willow tree over that probably shed a lot of leaves over the years into that pond. And then I wanted some little funky old trees. I kind of wanted a witchy vibe to the house. Probably some old lady lived in it for a really long time, or maybe didn't keep up with it as much as they should have. And then by the time it was sold or moved on to another owner, that's when the refurbishment started that may have, see there, I'm trying to clever up that spot. Had to replace some walls because there was mold or, something like that. And now it's up to code, but it's still a little funky, old wood on the deck. Even though the room above it is new, I kind of felt like the deck probably is not. But yeah, and then they decided, okay, well, let's make a little room up there and then someone can stay there, which is why, like I said, I used a different wood paneling because they probably couldn't find it anymore to look exactly like the rest of the house. And maybe someone had planned to paint the house a different color, started with a renovation, and then it just didn't happen, and they sold the house, and it just stayed the two different colors. See, I got all kinds of backstories to this. I think about it way too much. I don't know. It helps me build. It helps me build a house that looks lived in. Like, I can always go and I can build a house and put basic furniture and it looks nice, but it doesn't look lived in. But if I want like a real lived in house, see those little paths of swings, little dirt under the swings. It's been ruined the grass a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that helps, which is why I actually tend to make a character for it, even if I don't always play. I actually make characters for my houses based on the story that I was kind of coming up with for the build. Yeah, so that kind of helps, I think. I think it helps when I'm actually building the thing. So, There was a little lull. Maybe the dog started barking, or the a little moment of stillness in my video. Maybe I had to tell the dogs to not wake up the baby or something. But yeah. So yeah, definitely doing the Sims thing, new adventure. I have my Instagram. I've been doing well with getting new followers every day. Definitely a lot to go, definitely further to go, but it's really fun. I like the community. I've been doing some actual build challenges, which I really like because it definitely gives me different ideas and, different boxes to build within, figuratively and literally. um, and yeah, I like it. I like to see other people's builds and get inspired by them, and hopefully I can do the same, even if not yet. But yeah, it's fun. I did a challenge, I believe it was for the new high school thing, was Teach Me If You Can, I believe is what it was. Yeah. I Cast Me If You Can. That was a fun challenge. I tried something different. I decided to do like a little Jedi training facility instead of just a regular classroom. And obviously that's hard because, well, Jedi are supposed to be very simple. They don't have a lot of stuff. But it was fun putting it together, just like I said, trying to come up with something different. Whereas if I just did it for myself, I probably would have just done some fun classroom and just left it kind of generic, just because, maybe that's what I felt like. But in this, I was like, oh, I got to try something different. Yes, plants. Oh my goodness. I love and hate them. I love them because they finish a look, and I love having the plants in the homes and stuff, but the time it takes to go through and pick which ones I want. Oh my gosh. And then I find that I always go to the same ones, and I try whenever I do a build to like pick something I don't normally pick, but sometimes it's really hard not to go to the same ones, especially because I don't have every pack yet. So, I only have so many to choose from, which I guess is good because then it would be even more complicated if I had even more. But yeah. Oh, I love that poster. I don't know why. I feel like it's a really good one for like, I've done some rooms where they're like, hints of pink bedrooms, and I think like very girly bedrooms, and I think that looks really cute there. There's a little lull again. Again, probably dogs barking or baby waking up or something. Or I was like, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? But yeah, definitely wanted these pieces up, but I also did want to leave room so that, since she is an artist, obviously if you decide to play that way, or if I decided to actually play with my character, she would have room for her own pieces as well. I mean, definitely some of these are like pieces she collected because she appreciates art. Probably some of them ones she's done in the past. But I also wanted some wall space, so that if she painted something that she wanted to put on her wall, she could do that too. So that's why I tended to do a lot more of the, size down a lot of the art and the paintings instead of using the huge versions of them. Yeah. I mean, I kind of assume if she's trying to make it as an artist, most of hers she will sell. But, I think there's always ones of yours that you really like that, you don't want to get rid of. Like, if I was videoing, which eventually I plan to, once I get comfortable talking, then I'll show my face. No, definitely want to get that set up soon. But my point is that when I'm filming, you'll see behind me, I have these canvases that I painted of beetles. There's 3 different beetles, California beetles, that are just, I don't know, I think they're really pretty. And so I decided to paint them. And now they're on my wall. And they're really, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get rid of them. I definitely didn't want to get rid of them. I did them for myself. And I, sometimes those things you want to hold on to. But yes, and now it's just the wandering through each menu, picking the things I like and figuring out where I want to put it in the whole house. So there's a lot of going here and there, changing rooms, saying, oh, does this look good there? Does this look good there? Like, I really like those rugs. I tend to, again, probably overuse them. Oh, the one I use the most is that white shag rug, or the off-white one. I use that one way too much, which is crazy because in my own home, there's no way I could have a white rug. I mean, my feet alone are dirty enough to ruin that thing as a dancer. And then dog's baby. It's like, no way, I can't own white things. It just doesn't work. Oh, I think my baby's waking up. Hopefully she'll play a little bit so I can finish this because I'm almost done. Oh my gosh, I'm almost done. Yay. This is really fun. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really hope that you give me some thumbs up and subscribe and check out my Instagram, which is BohemianSim83. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see and what you think of it. Yeah, I think I'm winding down to the end of the video. So thank you so much. And woohoo, I got through my first voiceover. Yay, I'm so happy. Thank you guys. And yeah, I will have another one up soon because like I said, I built and I have not edited or voiced over all of them yet. So I have a few to put up. So if I can get through this process and give you some more videos. Again, thank you. This means a lot. I hope I did all right. I will see you soon.